They say that, you should only be a creative if you absolutely have to. And if you can think about getting any other job, then you should. Saw you pour another glass. And I used to think, that's, I don't know, that's silly or whatever. But I've actually really found that to be true, because the past couple years I've actually had moments where I've applied to other jobs or thought about doing something else. But something always happens. Something crazy always happens that just draws me back in. Oh, I need to see you with someone new. It's the only way to face what we've been through. So take down the pictures of me from your phone. Don't think of me when you are feeling alone. Raise up your glass and take someone else home. And I'll do the same. It's time to move on. I'm doing okay. Been inside like everyone else this whole year, making music and finding ways to stay sane. No, I feel you. I feel like I need to offer you something like, can I get you a glass of water? But we're on Zoom. So to answer your question, when I'm in my creativity, I feel boundless. I feel amazing. But I think more often than not, I'm in my craft. And that feels like hard work, but it feels stimulating and very rewarding. Because personally, I've always been writing since I was a kid. I had little songwriting journals, and I was just always singing. It was just one of those default things where it was either a lyric or a show tune or whatever. But it feels innate to me in certain ways. That's not to say that it happens naturally like that all the time, especially not as an adult, because you grow up and you are not a kid anymore, and you learn things and you see things that kind of cause you to have more hesitation and more fear built up. So I think there's a process as you get older for any creative, and I think any person, of kind of decoupling yourself from the things that you've learned. We began recording in my best friend, who should just be called my brother, Harry Terrell. He's my drummer. He also produced this first album of mine fantastically. He's so talented. But we were both living in Los Angeles with our parents, to be totally honest. We were making it as musicians in the beginning of our careers. And so his parents had this great garage where he kept the drum kit. And so the first day of recording was just a live session of Harry Terrell on drums, Mike Perlman on bass, me on guitar, which I was so nervous, oh my gosh, to record myself playing guitar. My fingers were shaking the whole day. And then Andres Matson on keys. And we just live tracked, I think it was 4 of the songs. I just hit a point in my kind of musical journey and my search to find collaborators where it just became obvious that I needed to work in a space that made me feel safe and comfortable. And for me, that was at my best friend's house with his family, who I adore. And I think you can feel that in the project itself. It feels like friendship. It feels like a home-cooked meal, because we had so many of those throughout the process. I mean, when I think about recording the album itself, I really just think about making dinner at Harry's house every night. There you go. I've performed all of these songs live so many times before the album was made, because again, I come from a theater background, so to me that was how I was going to iron out the kinks and understand and see what works. There's a lot of songs that did not make it to the album that I performed live and were totally flops or whatever. For this first one, I was really finding my way. There was so much to learn and to know about, and I really made a point of letting other people into that journey. So the release of this album almost feels like a memento, feels like a keepsake for everyone else that was involved in that journey the past few years of me finding the beginnings of my voice as a singer-songwriter and as an artist. I think especially right now, when you listen to my album, I want you to feel like you're part of a pack. I want you to feel like you have community and that you're in togetherness with a lot of people. I think it's worth it to fight the beast of the music industry to make the everlasting and meaningful interpersonal connections that I get to make as an artist when I go and I tour and I meet people and I sing and share memories with them and connect with them. I think everyone's voice matters, and I think everyone should fight to be seen and heard. And I don't think that everyone knows that or feels that about themselves. So if I can fight to be seen and heard for myself, then I can also fight for others to be seen and heard. Because when I'm singing and sharing these experiences, what I'm really doing is opening up an opportunity for an audience member to relate to that, and then in turn also feel seen and heard or empowered in their own journey. Wow, that was a great answer. I was like,